News 1226 at 11.
Good evening, new at, and after multiple delays, we have some good news. Construction at exit 190 and Lewiston Road is finished a day early. The diverging diamond completely opened up as of 3 this afternoon, so the traffic has been flowing through there. I haven't seen any sort of delays myself, but on top of that, clear road, looks like a clear night. But I'll leave that to the expert meteorologist, Emily Acton.
Yeah, no, it's definitely been a clear night. It's been a beautiful weekend. I really hope that you've gotten out and enjoyed your weekend. We saw plenty of sunshine. I mean, I guess you can't have too much sunshine, but we saw a decent amount out there. This afternoon, we saw high temperatures in those 60s and in those lower 60s, excuse me, for some of those areas. So, again, definitely seasonable, maybe a few degrees below average for this time of year, but we can expect overnight tonight, we can expect to see those temperatures drop off. And I can't get my graphics working, but that's okay. We'll expect to see those temperatures drop off to near freezing overnight tonight. So to start off our Monday, pretty cold, but good news is we can expect to see high temperatures in those lower 70s. Lower 70s, you heard me, to start off our Monday. Sunny sky conditions. Monday's definitely going to be the day of the week. Once we get into Tuesday, cloud cover comes into play, and then rainfall by the end of the week, unfortunately, Craig. But we've got a really good first few days of our week.
Alrighty, thanks for that heads up, Emily. And heads up for drivers tomorrow. Fury's Ferry Road at the intersection of Sullivan-Hartfield Road near the Jones Creek neighborhood will be closed in the morning. It'll be closed from 9 in the morning to 4 in the afternoon. It's a part of a road widening project, so be sure to look out for that. Now, March is just around the corner, but the city of Augusta is taking time to celebrate hundreds of thousands of dollars brought in through February. Through events like the Augusta Half Marathon, conferences, and more, the foot traffic is trickling into businesses nearby. This is just a preview before Masters rolls in just a little more than a month away. Our Audrey Dickerber is live in the newsroom to help us see the money brought in.
February was a busy month for Augusta. From conferences to sporting events, over 4,000 people visited the CSRA, bringing an economic impact of over $740,000 to the city. Local businesses also felt the love from visitors and sales and hope it continues into spring. Businesses are hoping this early rush becomes their new normal.
We're definitely seeing an uptick. I mean, there's all the events that have been happening downtown, all the new bars that have been opening downtown, restaurants all coming together. I think people are starting to realize that downtown's a place to be. So February was great. If you compare it to last year, it's tremendous.
Manny's Sports Off Broad has seen more people walk in their doors, especially from out of town.
Comparing numbers, we don't really see a big tick to like maybe March, and then you get this, of course, we get our Masters tick, but really this early is kind of unique, so it's nice to see that.
They are hoping to stay busy, helping not only their business, but also Augusta grow.
I also think that all the events that we've had and all those little shows that we've had really helped a lot. And I look forward to more of those with the new James Brown Arena in the future.
And when events come to town, they're ready. Some events, like the Augusta Half Marathon, do what they can to support our local businesses.
We've been really conscientious about using more local businesses in our race. So, for example, the medal design and the t-shirt design is from a local artist, Jason Craig. And we've gotten the gear from a local business here, and done the screen printing from a local business.
Allowing more money to go right back into the city, bringing people back to the CSRA.
All these new restaurants that have opened up and all these other clubs that have opened up, people can now make it a destination. Downtown can be a destination, and that's a great thing. That's what it was in the old days. I think it'll start doing that again.
With Masters coming up here in a few months, local businesses hope this wave continues in March and April.
Thanks for that, Audrey. Now, taking things over to a more serious story, 5 people were killed in a fiery crash on Interstate 26 in Spartanburg over in South Carolina. Authorities say the crash happened in both the east and west lanes of I-26 last night. State troopers say a commercial car hauler hit a vehicle from behind in the westbound lanes, causing the hauler to cross the median and cable barriers into the eastbound lane, where it was hit by another car. All 5 people in the eastbound car died, and the driver of the hauler was taken to the hospital. And the fallout continues from an Alabama Supreme Court ruling that frozen embryos, our children, and those who destroy them can be held liable for a wrongful death. The state's attorney general says they have no intention of prosecuting IVF families or providers, but people who hope to become parents through IVF are concerned for the future.
I feel very defeated. We had plans to have another child via IVF after this because I can't have one on my own naturally. So to have that choice just completely taken away from us as of this moment, it feels very defeating, and it feels like an attack on women and families again.
And yesterday, former President Trump said he supports the Alabama court ruling. Over to the technical side, AT&T is reimbursing customers for Thursday's network outage. Tens of thousands of customers dealt with error messages or no service connection. The mobile network says it wanted to recognize the frustration that outage caused people, so they say it will issue a $5 credit to potentially impact customers for what it says is the average cost of a full day of service. And the Williams Memorial CME Church hosted its annual Black History and Unity Day celebration this morning. Black Green Letter organizations and others were in attendance for the celebration, and one of the special guest speakers was Deanna Thomas, the president and CEO of the James Brown Family Foundation and daughter of James Brown. We heard from a reverend on what he wants the world to remember at this time.
God is love, and God loves everyone. And we hope that we just spread a little bit more love to the world, and that's what the world needs, more love.
Williams Memorial CME Church has been in Augusta for 170 years. Looking ahead, the fallout from Trump's South Carolina Republican primary win continues. More on the trail for Trump and Haley coming up next. Up north, a man is in critical condition after setting himself on fire in northwest Washington, D.C. this afternoon. The Secret Service says officers responded to reports of a person possibly experiencing a medical emergency around 1 p.m. D.C. Metro Police say he set himself on fire in front of the Israeli embassy. First responders did extinguish the fire, and the man was taken to the hospital with severe injuries. And Nikki Haley says she will remain in the race for the GOP nomination at least through Super Tuesday, even after losing in her home state to former President Donald Trump. As CBS's Christian Benavides reports, Trump's victory in South Carolina is being overshadowed by comments he made at a rally for black conservatives.
It's great to be here.
A defiant Nikki Haley in Michigan tonight, vowing to remain in the GOP primary race even after defeat in her home state of South Carolina.
70% of Americans have said they don't want Donald Trump or Joe Biden in this next election.
Wow, that is really something. This was a little sooner than we anticipated.
Former President Donald Trump gave his victory speech after being declared the projected winner just minutes after the polls closed Saturday. Ultimately, Haley came in about 20 points behind Trump. Yet that overwhelming victory is being overshadowed by racially charged comments Mr. Trump made at a gathering for black conservatives this week.
The mugshot, we've all seen the mugshot. And you know who embraced it more than anybody else? The black population.
Nearly every day, Trump drives people away.
Mr. Trump's allies have come to his defense.
This is something similar that black people had to deal with the justice system themselves. And so their look of it is real simple. Well, dang, if the government's going after him with foolishness, he can't be that bad.
Haley says it's comments such as those that will hurt Trump in the general election.
I know 40% is not 50%. But I also know 40% is not some tiny group.
The next primary contest will be on Tuesday in Michigan, followed by Super Tuesday a week later. Christian Benavides, CBS News.
And the NAACP also blasted Trump's comments. The organization's president, Derek Johnson, writing in part in a statement they are, quote, outraged but not surprised by yet another racist remark from the former president. And more fallout from the South Carolina Republican primary. Nikki Haley is losing an important source of funding for her campaign. The group Americans for Prosperity is part of the Koch family, who announced they are stopping donations to the Haley campaign. Spokesperson says the group supports Haley's effort, but does not believe any outside group can help to expand her path to victory. Coming up in entertainment news, how far did Madam Web fall at the box office? This week's top 5 estimates next.
Hi, guys. The usual? Yes, please.
Before this happened, this happened. And before any of this can happen, this happens. The team at Dominion Energy rolls up their sleeves every day, just like you, to provide the reliable energy to help make mornings like this happen.
Thank you.
Dominion Energy, powering your everyday.
9 of the worst.
To the squeak.
The First Alert team, named best in Georgia.
The settings of the big movies at the weekend box office range from Jamaica to Japan. David Daniel has the early estimates for the top 5 films in theaters.
Isn't it beautiful?
This is awesome.
Migration made $3 million for 5th place and a domestic total of $120 million. Madam Web fell from 2nd to 4th, earning another $6 million. Ordinary Angels debuted in 3rd place with $6.5 million in ticket sales. Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba to the Hashira training opened in 2nd place. The latest installment in the anime series made $11.6 million.
Don't worry about a thing. That every little thing gonna be alright.
Bob Marley One Love spent a second weekend atop the chart, grossing $13.5 million for a 12-day domestic total of $71 million. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
I mean, that Bob Marley movie, I learned a lot there, but that Madam Web movie, it's just sticking around at this point, as from the reviews anyways, as a grab to see, how is this movie as bad as everyone's saying it? I don't know, Emily, but are we seeing these nice temperatures sticking around, at least for us here in the CSRA?
Yeah, definitely. It's going to feel like spring this week in every aspect of what we can expect right now. We're sitting in those lower 40s. We're going to have a cold start to our work week. So overnight tonight, we can expect to see temperatures drop off roughly 10 more degrees. But we have some warmer air moving in. Taking a look at the rest of the nation, we can see there's a warm sector over parts of Texas, Louisiana, Arkansas, and even over into Mississippi, Tennessee. And that's going to be making its way towards us. So we can expect to see a warm week for us. But again, got to get through tonight. Temperatures are expecting to drop off near freezing overnight tonight. So a cold start to your Monday. Definitely going to need to have a jacket as you head out the door. But good thing is you're not going to have an umbrella or a rain jacket. We are looking dry right now, expected to stay dry overnight tonight and throughout the day tomorrow. So again, waking up pretty cold out there, but sunny sky conditions, and that's going to stay true throughout the afternoon. So we can expect to see highs in those lower 70s for our Monday. Again, lower 70s for the last week of February. A little bit of cloud cover will come into play late overnight and for the early morning hours Tuesday, but that's not going to stop us from warming up into those upper 60s, low 70s to middle 70s. I'm getting my days a little bit confused here. Middle 70s for our Tuesday. And I know you saw some green back there. Not expecting any rainfall for our Monday or Tuesday. Now, Wednesday, a little bit of a different story here, and I'm going to have that broken down. We can see this map is starting at 7 a.m. on Wednesday. We can see those showers really starting to move over the greater part of the southeast, and that's going to continue to move south and east and eventually cross over here in the CSRA, and that's going to come late Wednesday night into Thursday. So rain's coming in again late Wednesday into Thursday, but along with that, cooler temperatures are going to be behind that. But again, we're not quite done with the rainfall. Late Thursday throughout the day, and then some moisture coming from the Gulf for our Friday. We could see some more showers and sadly even into our Saturday. But take a look at temperatures here. We got Wednesday, we're going to expect to see highs in those upper 70s and then low 60s when that cold front finally pushes through. Again, late overnight Wednesday into Thursday, bringing some showers, but extreme temperature change, Craig. It's been kind of hard to keep up with it. We got lower 70s Monday, middle 70s Tuesday, upper 70s Wednesday, and then we're going to drop off into those upper 50s and low 60s for the end of our week.
I just love dropping the heavy jackets, going to something lighter. This has been great news here. Thanks for the heads up, Emily. And here is a live look at a nice view, mystery view here, and your winning lotto numbers.
Benny, what do you... Trust meteorologist Chris Still for your First Alert. First Alert Radar, powered by Jim Hudson Automotive Group. On your sideline.
All right, take a look at this lovely track behind me. The Better Health 400 has seen a lot of races over the years. With 400 miles, 260 laps, a lot can happen, but there's only one moment most will remember. This year, it's one that will be put in the record books. The race was the closest finish in Atlanta Motor Speedway history. Will Volk takes us to that checkered line for a finish that's straight out of a movie.
Remember in the Cars movie when they had the three-wide finish and you couldn't tell who won? We didn't have Lightning McQueen sticking his tongue out, but we did have Daniel Suarez, Kyle Busch, and Ryan Blaney come to the line almost dead even. You have to really slow it down to see who wins. It's Suarez by 3/1000ths of a second. Blaney and Busch lose by inches.
I hate it that we had a Lightning McQueen style finish there at the finish, but so close to 3 wide, and we weren't. We were the worst of it.
I was hoping it was going to be 1 wide, and it was me. But I mean, gosh, yeah, what a great finish after an entertaining race, and couldn't ask for better for 3 wide at the end, and the winner beats 2 other cars by a combined amount of like 4.
So it's Suarez, the Mexican-born driver, racing for a team co-owned by Pitbull, celebrating in victory lane.
I knew I was a little bit ahead of the 8, but I had no idea about the 12. The 12 was already inside of him. So as soon as I saw the tower, I saw 99 first. So I thought we won, but it was so close. So who knows?
So with this win, Suarez is in great shape to make the NASCAR playoffs after missing it last year. And oh, by the way, the next time NASCAR comes back here, it'll be the playoff opener. And after a race like this, you can see why. In Atlanta, Will Volk on your side.
All right, like Will Volk said, that margin of victory for this finish was 0.003 of a second. That is the 3rd closest finish in NASCAR Cup Series history. It's not often when you go on the road that you turn it into your own kind of party. But the Gamecocks were dancing all over Rupp Arena. South Carolina outscored the Wildcats 25-8 in the first quarter. Every player had at minimum 4 points. Bree Hall had 4 more than 4 times that. Final score came out 103-55. Why not have your dessert and eat it too? The Gamecocks clinched their 3rd consecutive SEC regular season title, their 8th in 11 years.
I mean, this team really surprises me every day. Every time that we play a game, they have something about them, the competitiveness in them that they don't want to lose, and they find ways to win no matter how teams are approaching us, no matter how the game looks up or how the game is smooth, or they find a way to win basketball games.
It was a true collective effort from South Carolina. Chloe Kitts rang in another double-double. They shot 66% from beyond the arc. It was also the Gamecocks' 6th 100-point outing this season. All right, let's take a look at some other scores. Georgia breaks a 4-game skid, but even more so, in case you missed it this past weekend, USC Aikens women's basketball put an end to a 15-game losing streak. They earned their first Peach Belt win against Clayton State yesterday. The Mexico Open, in his 9th PGA Tour start, Dick Knapp's Saturday lead gave him just enough leverage heading into the final round. A birdie on 14 was a saving grace for the 29-year-old to push him into a 2-stroke lead. An easy trip the rest of the way. Knapp's vacation agent might not have it as easy for the next few months. The win secures playing privileges on tour for the next 2 years, invitations to the Players' Championship and Masters, so we'll be seeing his name here real soon. And
he's waiting for Jake Knapp. I think he's going to feel better about it.
Well, we didn't see any measurable rainfall across the CSRA today, but later on this week, definitely going to see a chance of rain. I'll have a final check on your forecast coming up, but let's send things over to Studio B for a quick check on Law Call.
Thanks, Emily. With Chase, I'm Neil Gordon, and tonight, love and the law.
That's right. We're going to be here with Holly Chapman, a family law attorney here in Augusta, Georgia. She's going to be answering your questions about family law.
And the number for you to call, 844-706-1212. We're back in just a few minutes.
Our Wi-Fi works in
Commercial savings.
Alrighty, one more before we go. You've heard of the Florida man doing unbelievable things. Well, now people are taking that concept and having fun with it. The first Florida Man Games is going on this weekend. It features events like sumo wrestling with beers and chicken coup bingo, along with noodle mud pool fights. Participants poured in from all around Florida. Judges included former American gladiators Dan Clark and Lori Fetrick. One Floridian gave his thoughts about what it means to be a Florida man.
What does it mean to be Florida man? Well, there's no one standard. You can be anything. Like, just a little bit above and beyond. You know, like the mullet, the crazy hair. I sleep in a hammock every night. I don't sleep in a bed. Whether I'm camping or I'm at home, I'm in a hammock. So I live this life. I got, you know, my hair, and I got the mullet. I got a mullet under a mullet.
The organizer referenced the popular Florida Man memes from the past and says next year he hopes to have a Florida women's game as well. How's that for a big finish there, Alyssa?
You know, I like just a step above, you know, just the one standard. There's none that fits all. So I'm down with it. I like some of the games. I don't know about the whole mud pit, though. I'm out on that.
The people in Florida, Floridians, are built different, and it's just so funny to see all of these things. I lived very, very close, about 10 minutes from the border of Alabama and Florida for a long time, and they're just different down there. I can say that full confidence. Nobody's offended by that. It is crazy, and I love it. I love to see it.
It was the mullet underneath the mullet for me.
Yeah, classic Florida. But this week's going to be a classic spring week for us. Rain coming in late into the work week. High temperatures could see those upper 70s, but stay tuned. Tomorrow morning, we'll have another newscast coming up at 4:30.